in the mountains out at Cedar Lake Camp, and I'm here with Terry Lynn from SOAR.
Good morning.
So good to
Sure.
see you. So,
Sure.
Terry Lynn, tell me a little bit about SOAR. What do you do?
Okay. You know, Joel, the best way that I see to say it, so often we use that word team building and leadership development, but the way I see it is relationship building. And we work with from young kids all the way up to corporations and then leadership groups, adult leadership groups. And what we're finding is that because of the internet, because of those doggone texts and all those things, that people have forgotten how to relate, how to be with another human being. So we provide programs that give them the opportunity to look at effective communication.
So you do all this in an, looks like an outdoor, beautiful setting.
Yes, outdoors, in the trees, in a magical, natural environment is what we're looking for.
Magical, natural. Well, I got to tell you, if you can smell the air and feel the crispness, it's beautiful out here today.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me a little bit about the group that's behind us today. What are they going to be working on today?
Okay, right now they're starting their day doing low team building initiatives is what we call it, which are activities. We do that on purpose, Joel. Everybody has their own level of comfort and their own level of challenge. So what we do is we bring them together, and they were together this morning a little bit, kind of just shaking it out, letting down those nerves.
Sure.
Then they have gone into a team building activity right now that they're working on transporting a ball from point A to point B.
So they're moving the ball from this purple thing over here all the way to that green thing over there.
Yes.
It doesn't look like very far.
No, it doesn't. But there are a few rules involved here, Joel, and one is that when that ball is in your tube, okay, for instance, you can only have your hands on one tube at a time, so you can't cup them together.
Okay.
When the ball is in your tube, you can't move your feet. So just imagine if you and I are standing here, and I've got mine, and I'm looking at you saying, uh-oh, where's that ball? And you can't see it, right? And I say, I've got it, I've got it. Okay, you can go, but I can't. So now I'm stuck and counting on that guy next to me with their tube to continue what's called pipeline, hyper-Herbie, there's many names for the activity, to get that ball.
Wow.
20 minutes they're given. And
20 minutes. That seems like forever.
That's what
I was like, come on, it'll take a couple minutes to go from there to there.
Yes, for sure. They look at us like, okay, we need 2 minutes. We don't need 20 minutes. Although, if they drop the ball, it doesn't matter where the ball is dropped. They could be this close to the bucket. They start over all the way to the beginning.
And you say that groups, kids groups, all the way up to corporate, to everyone goes through these experiences together.
Yes.
Okay, and they all have to figure out, I guess they learn together, you know, as going through this process, how it's going to transfer back to either schools or families or businesses.
Yes. The other thing, Joel, is that programs can be 100 people at a time. What we're seeing here today with this group, that is a group of I think it's 12 of them or 10 of them out of 100. So we put them in smaller groups.
Wow.
Right, so they get a lot of personal attention, and then we may mix them through the day. But we don't do it in just large groups where everybody kind of, you know, is left out.
Sure,
so,
sure.
Yes.
They're moving now from low activities to the high ropes.
Yes.
So what will we see up on the high ropes?
Okay, what we're going to see, and this is one of the things that I want to blow up for sure, is it a solo activity for just Joel and his leaping or whatever Joel's doing when you do the high ropes? No, and I think in the industry that's one of the things that gets misconstrued, because the truth of the matter, Joel, is you're in a harness, you're in a helmet, you're on the end of a rope, but guess who's down below? Your team. If they were to let go of that rope, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So you're looking down saying, hey, do you have my back? Can I count on you? So that's, again, and then the person on the ground on the ropes, they have the responsibility of you 40 feet in the air. Sure. And that's a question that facilitator's going to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is definitely still a team activity. They are going to be up today, way up there, you know, shaking in their boots and taking on that courage. So.
Well, let's get down there and check them out.
All right.
Thanks. So this is kind of surreal for me, Terry Lynn. I've had the privilege to actually come out and be on this rope course. In fact, years ago, we shot an episode of Curiosity Quest where we used some of this rope course on the show. Tell me and people out there a little bit about your background. How long have you been doing this?
Forever. And I'm really old. I would say I'm about 25 years into it, Joel.
Sure.
And the question that's asked to me a lot is, does it ever get old? And I'm going to say absolutely not, because what you're going to see here in a minute are people taking on themselves in the most courageous way ever. And when you see someone grow like that, it's the reason I'm still doing this. And just seeing people transform their lives, and you say, hey, there's so much more inside of me.
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
So.
You know, when we did some of these high elements, I remember starting off with a ton of fear.
Yes.
And then going, and I remember that word challenged by, the phrase challenged by choice kept coming up. So I didn't have to do any of it.
Right.
But I wanted to, and I remember I was filled with fear, and then I did it, and I remember going, oh my gosh, what an amazing feeling. And I referenced back to those fears I originally had before I did it. And when I have challenges, they go, well, when I'm done, it's going to be easy, and I'll feel that accomplishment. Is that what they're going to go through?
For sure. And one of the things about, again, you're going to hear me through this whole thing, talk about how incredible the staff are. We choose our staff based on them wearing their heart on their sleeve. They are trained, highly, highly trained, of course, to be able to doing this kind of work. Our facilitators respect that person by coaching them in a way that they always know it's challenged by choice.
Sure. Always.
No one is heckled, forced, anything. Are we going to encourage them? And it may sound something like, okay, I get that you're really scared there. Are you willing to put that harness on just to feel what it is to put on a harness?
Oh, I like that.
And yeah, and Joel, you know, I'm sure you can jump off anything, but maybe your goal today is to climb the ladder only. And you know what? Fantastic. Wow, look at you go. You know, that's enough. Our facilitators are going to, no matter what you do, if you catch the trapeze or just climb the ladder, they're going to bring attention to the fact that you took yourself forward that much further.
So what are some, wow, I just look up and
there you
somebody.
Go. Okay.
Wow.
Yes, okay. Guess what this one's called often? Tarzan Traverse, that
Oh my goodness.
you can see. The other one is called the Vines, and again, you'll notice. One of the things to see here is that those ropes, they extend, but they do not slide with that person.
So you have to reach out.
Absolutely. Wow. And lean into it and be committed to being able to get to your next rope.
And I'm looking below, you talked about the team.
Yes.
So you have a team on belay. Now, do you typically have facilitators on belay, or do you teach the team to actually be on belay?
Both.
Oh, okay.
And it depends on what activity we're doing.
Sure.
In this particular case, we have a facilitator on belay and in the blue, and then behind him is the rest of the actual team today. And if they were to let go of those ropes, that would be a problem. So they really are belaying.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What a
How about that?
Woo!
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we'll have their information on inlandempireexplorer.com. You're welcome to look it up. You've seen it. Fly up here in the mountains, up in beautiful Big Bear Lake on Cedar Lake Camp with SOAR. Thank you so much, Terry.
Joel, I so appreciate it.
You bet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna climb?
Yeah, are you gonna?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
we
We'll
are.
see. Let's climb.
All right.